And then the game knows. The game truly does know who treats the game the right way. And it's not a guarantee, but it does give you the best chance to be successful.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. I'm going to read the copy, but Nick stole my – well, actually, he had the line I was going to steal. Nick, why don't you deliver it?
Yeah, well, after, Texas A&M baseball clinches the trip to Omaha, I think we can hear it in her voice a little bit. Callie Gardner made a few trips to Specs, but I don't blame her, right, Callie?
I don't remember that. I don't.
Bam!
It hurts worse when they make the noise, the sound effects, doesn't it, Callie?
Yeah, just a little bit. I can also hear them like in the back studio, so I've just got it coming from all angles.
You're kind of getting clowned on back here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I can take it.
Which one did you go
Callie.
to? Angry Elephant or Specs? Either or.
Both.
Neither.
But by the way, Callie, you don't look like you were partying, but we all were partying. None of us got sleep last night because that Aggie baseball team kept us up late, and for good reasons, right? They not only clinched their way to Omaha, it was just a fun atmosphere last night there at Olsen Field. We talked about that with Jim Schlossnagle on the program. We had other stuff as well. Callie, your favorite part of the show was?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say Schloss and Bronny, but I liked it all. I had fun. Billy and I were in here by ourselves today, so we were just chatting it up with OB this morning too. So it was a full show of all Aggie baseball.
And Nicholas, what was your favorite part?
It's Cade now, actually, but my favorite part was I liked the Kyle Peterson interview. I thought he was pretty good.
Cade, did Nick let you on, or you just took advantage of it?
No, he let me on. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Just kidding, Cade. Great stuff as always. Hey, check out the Rewind. The rest of it's coming up here shortly. Billy Liucci, Kyle Peterson, Jim Schlossnagle, the Go Hour. There you go. Because of the circumstances, the day before, losing Braden Montgomery, Shane Sadeo, that one, 2 games in a row where your starting pitcher doesn't even get past the second inning. All those storylines, yet they found a way when it matters. The magic of Olsen is real, OB.
Well, it was really exciting and very tense. They showed a lot of tenacity, a lot of perseverance, general badassery, just to hang in there. I thought Schlossnagle just was amazing at how he orchestrated his pitching staff after Sadeo had to leave with an injury, and just, hey, you got to come in and get me an inning or two here, and you walk 2 guys, you're out, and just juggling it so well to keep them in striking distance, and then to just get a little closer and a little closer, and then that explosion in which they showed so much discipline at the plate to take advantage of a player who an opposing pitcher who had obviously tired and had was struggling, and then B, a opposing coach that allowed him to stay out there and struggle like that. And then, of course, Caden Kent with the big shot that was, the knockout punch. So it was a great night, but I'd be lying if I said that when they were down 8-4, if I wasn't looking to say, okay, now how many pitches did Prager throw last night, and how many, could he come back and start, tomorrow, and things like that. So glad it didn't come to that.
I think people don't understand what kind of player Caden Kent is just in general. And I know you said he'd be starting at a lot of places across the country, and you're right. But can you take us through like what his days look like at the ballpark when people aren't around? There's not 8,000 people watching him hit a grand slam, because that is where that moment was born.
He just stays committed to a routine. He just prepares as if he's playing before the lineup's announced. He gets his ground balls at all. Shoot 4 spots now. He'll get him at third, short, second, and first. He prepares as if he's playing. And there was a while there where he was understandably, especially younger, where, he was upset. And I think he would say that he probably didn't like to be around me, and he wasn't that fun to coach. But I think there was a point in the year where, I think it was this year, where we just had a conversation about, dude, when the season's over, if this isn't where you want to be, we'll talk about it. Hopefully it's not, because he has such great value, and I can see him as he gets better, if he evolves into an elite SEC player, I can see him playing here. And I said, let's just enjoy it for what it is. I mean, whether you believe it or not, I think the world of you. And I do believe you're going to have big moments here. And he finally kind of let I don't know who else is in his ear about playing time. And he kind of finally just let all that go and controlled what he can control. And it's turned out for him. And exactly what you said is, as soon as he released all that, whatever you would call jealousy or being upset about not playing, as soon as he released it, then everything became more enjoyable. And he's always been supportive of his teammates, and then the game knows. The game truly does know who treats the game the right way, and it's not a guarantee, but it does give you the best chance to be successful.
When you look at college baseball right now, and if you were constructing a roster, is that kind of how you would do it? Get the most talented youngsters I can out of high school, and then fill my needs with some old heads that have been through it?
Yeah, especially with the portal, right? I mean, you can go get guys that have experience, not necessarily in the league. I mean, it happens, but it's a rarity, but at least have experience at the high Division I level. And I think you got a much better chance to figure out whether or not you're going to be right. Now, it makes for a lot of turnover, because most of the time when you get those guys, at most you're going to get them for 2 years, and sometimes you're going to get them for 1. But it's the best return. At the same time, and I've talked to a lot of coaches about this. Like you still got to develop your own guys too. I mean, it's kind of two different recruiting characteristics. Give me the plug-in guy. Give me the one that, hey, we need this, or even if we don't need it, like he's good enough and I know he's going to help us. And then give me the guy that I think over the next 3 years is really going to help us. And what they've done a really good job of is they have both. I mean, you got Grohovac and Laviolette that are guys that they brought in, and then you go get the best guys in the country that you can get. They're the Ivy League train that they've got going on has worked out pretty well, and it looks like it's going to work out pretty well again next year. But I think A&M has done as good a job as anybody in the country at balancing those two things. Balancing the high school kids that are going to develop. They may help us right away. Like Grohovac's a freak. I mean, most of the time you're not going to have a freshman that steps in and does what he does. And Laviolette was the same way last year. But still have a developmental component to the program and to the team, and then be able to go out and get the guys that you can get. The mix and match that they've done is done really well.
They didn't hit very well, and A&M pitched pretty damn well. I'm not, that doesn't mean A&M can't have a bad couple days on the mound, but it was like that Oregon team looked like the 27 Yankees for a while. They were just ripping the cover off the ball. It felt like they knew every pitch, whether it was going to be fastball or breaking ball. And I'm just saying, that thing got shut off like a faucet after, I don't know if it was the third inning or so. And it wasn't just one pitcher that they hit. It was every guy A&M brought out there. It was like BP and A&M's some good pitchers for the Aggies, obviously. And like I said, they didn't hit much of anything after that. And it just makes you wonder. Like, again, it's baseball. I'm not crying about sign stealing, but basically what I'm saying is you wonder what kind of adjustments were made on the A&M side to kind of thwart whatever was going on, or if they said to him, we're doing something here that they're picking up, whatever, however that works. But it was just such a dramatic turnaround for this baseball team. And if I told you, Nuno, Oregon gave up 10 runs in their regional last weekend total, and this team put up 25 in 2 games, and they hit 2 home runs total. In 18 innings of play, they hit 2 home runs. At home, Oregon probably hit, I don't know the number, I'd be willing to bet 8, 7, 8. They outslugged you, in terms of homers. And pretty remarkable that A&M still managed to put up 25 runs. And, oh, by the way, they played 17 of those 18 innings without Braden Montgomery. So just an all-around team effort. They did it by manufacturing runs. They did it by being aggressive on the base paths. They did it with plate discipline. And they did it smacking the ball around when you look at their 2-game hit total, too. They just didn't hit them out, but they had a lot of hits in 2 games against that Oregon pitching staff.
All right, Callie Partier, tell the people what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends to watch us at TexAgs Radio.
Callie, you weren't surprised I was up late last night watching it, right? I hope you were. I hope you have a little faith in me.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I don't know why you would go to sleep during that game. I don't know why anyone would go to sleep during that game.
I go to sleep like on a random Tuesday when they're beating, a random team by 14 runs. Yes, but not in a super regional.
Absolutely not.
I was even awake 7 minutes after the game.
7.
Wow. 8, I was asleep. All right, that'll do it. We'll see you next time.